It's going to be another massive weekend on the recruiting trail for Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs. In fact, this might be the biggest recruiting weekend of the summer. They've got a bunch of priority targets in town for their big official visit, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. So if you still follow Georgia recruiting, which you should, this is the video for you. A lot of scoop, a lot of insider notes, and we're going to start at the top. Jared Curtis, 5-star quarterback at a Nashville Christian, already committed to Georgia. Obviously, he's going to be in town this weekend for his official visit with his family. Big deal. He's the #1 quarterback prospect in the country, the #2 overall prospect in the country. Big kid, outstanding arm talent. This is a guy that Georgia can win it all with. This kid is the real deal. Last year, he threw for 2,830 yards, 40 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions. He also ran for 637 yards and 18 more scores. Now, he didn't play against the best competition, but the kid is the real deal. He's big, he's physical, and he can launch the football. So 5-star quarterback Jared Curtis will be in town this weekend. But the big visitor, probably the most important visitor this upcoming weekend, is Tyler Atkinson. We wrote yesterday on Dawg Post that he has set his official visit to Georgia. It's going to be this weekend, and it is big for a number of reasons. He went to Clemson for an official visit. I know that went really well. I think Clemson's in that probably top 3 if I had to guess. He was at Oregon last weekend. Dan Lanning and the Ducks rolled out the red carpet, and Georgia has to do the same this upcoming weekend. I've said for a long time, I think he'll end up at Georgia when it's all said and done. I still think that, but they've got a real fight on their hands. Ohio State definitely in the mix still. Texas is making him a top priority. Obviously, Clemson and Oregon. Everyone wants this kid, and this is a guy that Georgia really needs to land. He plays at Grayson. They've been recruiting him since the 8th grade. Was a tackling machine last year, over 150 tackles, bunch of sacks, bunch of tackles behind the line of scrimmage. You can read all about that and watch his highlights over on Dawg Post, but they've got to deliver their message and deliver their plan for how they're going to use him. NIL is going to play a factor in this. He's a top 10 prospect in the country, #1 linebacker. Everyone wants the kid, so yes, that's going to have to come into play. But he's also looking at development, the coaches, the culture. There's a lot that's going to be in play here. It's not just NIL. It's not just going to come down to money. There's a lot of factors at play here, and Georgia's going to give it their best shot. He's been on campus just a bunch over the years. He's very familiar with the Georgia program, Coach Smart, Coach Schumann. They've done everything they can over the last several years recruiting him. They put themselves in a good position, and I think there's a chance they could take the momentum in his recruitment with a big visit this official weekend. So I still think Georgia's in a good spot, but this is not a slam dunk whatsoever. They still have a real fight on their hands for this elite linebacker. He might be the best linebacker I've ever covered. And I've been covering Georgia recruiting since the 2015 class. So about 10, 11 years now. He might be the best linebacker I have ever covered, and that's saying a lot. So definitely keep an eye on Tyler Atkinson. Big visit. Derek Cooper, 4-star running back. He's the #3 running back prospect in America, #35 overall prospect. Big deal. This is a guy that Georgia's been after for a long time now. He was at Miami a couple weeks ago. He was at Alabama last weekend. Still think Miami's probably the team to beat, but I do think Georgia has a realistic chance here. They've recruited him really hard and really well. He was on the commit list for like a few hours back in the summer before I think his mom went on social media and said, no, he's not committed, although there were a lot of reports that he was for a hot minute. But one of the more versatile running backs in the country, one of the best pure athletes in the country, ran for 905 yards, 13 touchdowns, played some defense too. He's 6'1", 190. He's got size, great hands. He can make a lot of plays out of the backfield as a receiver, but defensively made 46 tackles, 10 tackles for a loss, 4 sacks, 1 interception, 2 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, 2 block punts. This kid does it all. He's a tremendous athlete. And again, top 35 player in the country, #3 running back. He'll be in town this weekend. Big visit. Georgia's got some work to do here, but I do think they're probably in that top 3 group right now. We'll see how well this goes. Maybe they can get towards the very top for him. Vance Spatford, 4-star wide receiver commitment, is going to be back in town. This is a big deal. This kid's from California. USC wants him badly. Miami wants him badly. One of the fastest and most explosive receivers in the country. Committed to Georgia and has been since last year, if I remember correctly. But they've got to hold on to him. They've got to recruit this kid like he's uncommitted, which for a lot of these commitments, not only for Georgia but everywhere, they're still uncommitted. If you're taking other visits, you're not 100% committed. And Vance Spatford is the guy that I think the Georgia staff, they're going to tell him this weekend, hey, let's try to shut this down, okay? You want to be here. You're committed. Let's get you on board 100%. Cancel these other visits, right? Let's get you on board completely. So that's going to be the pitch. He caught 57 passes last year from Mission Viejo out in California for just over 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns. He's the number 11 wide receiver prospect, number 85 overall, okay? Top 90 kid in the country. Big deal. He's got plenty of speed, agility, quickness, can create separation, can stretch the field. This is a big-time player that Georgia needs to hold on to. Brett Collegier is an interior offensive lineman at IMG Academy. He's going to be in town this weekend. Now, Georgia's got some interior guys already, right? All three in the state. Graham Houston out of Buford, Zachary Lewis out of North Gwinnett, and Zyke Helton, who committed this past weekend out of Carrollton. They're all interior guys, and so is Brett Collegier. I hope I'm saying that correctly. 6'5", 295. He's at IMG Academy. He's the number 25 interior offensive line prospect, number 303 overall. I think Miami's the team to beat here, but we'll see how many interior guys Georgia takes. If they want to take two more, maybe they try to push for a commitment this weekend. We'll see where things go. But he's another offensive lineman to keep an eye on this weekend. Another guy, Tyreek Green. Tyreek Boogie Green is what they call him. He plays at Buford. He is a do-it-all guy. He earned an offer from Georgia early in his high school career when he was at Kell. Wide receiver, safety, running back, return man on special teams. This kid can do it all for you. I do believe that they are recruiting him to play safety. 5'10", 190 pounds. So he's grown a lot. I remember when Georgia offered him when he was at Kell, when he was a freshman. I'm thinking, I don't think this guy's big enough to play at Georgia. So I was a little uncertain about that offer, if it was real or if it was a, hey, we're looking at you, we're interested type of offer. But apparently he's put on more weight, put on more muscle, and he's proven it on the field. This kid can ball out. So again, he's got the size. He's grown into a D1 Power 4 Georgia level type of kid. At running back for Buford, ran for 527 yards, 8 touchdowns, and he picked off 5 passes in coverage. I mean, the guy is a true athlete, one of the best two-way players in the state of Georgia, really. So definitely, he's a guy to keep an eye on. He's ranked as the number 165 overall prospect in the country. I think he's like the number 20 safety prospect, but just got a nose for the football, great hands. He's got a feel for the game. He is a football guy. Wherever he's lined up, he's able to make plays. But they've got other safeties on board. They've got 3-star Keelan Jones out of Sprayberry. They've got Zechariah Ford, who's going to be in town this weekend as well, out of IMG Academy. And then Jordan Smith out of Houston County is going to be in town this weekend as well. So they've got safeties already. If they want to take another, Tyreek Green is definitely a guy to know. A Georgia legacy, Kedrick Golston. He's going to be in town this weekend. He is a 4-star defender from Washington, D.C. His father, Kedrick Golston, I guess the senior. I guess we're doing seniors and juniors still. I don't know. But senior, played at Georgia, was really good, had a really nice career with the Washington Redskins. And Kedrick Golston, his son, is going to be in town this weekend. Not the biggest guy, 6'2", 220, 86 tackles last season, 11 tackles for a loss, 6 sacks. Ranked as the number 40 edge defender, number 377 overall. So he's going to be in town. Again, Zach Fort is going to be in town as well. He's out of IMG Academy. A tough physical safety, covers a lot of ground. He's a leader, right? This is a team captain type of guy. Leads by example, but also makes a lot of plays on the field. He's an outstanding run defender, takes good angles to the ball carrier, but can cover, down the field as well. That's a guy Georgia pushed for early in the process. They've got him on board. He shut down his commitment a while ago. He is all Georgia. He's going to be in town this weekend to help recruit others like Tyreek Green and some of these other defenders. So definitely a guy to know about. I think he could be a fan favorite when it's all said and done. And under the radar guy, Terrius Favors. He's a Boise State commitment out of Carver High School in Atlanta. Another guy who just makes plays wherever he's lined up. Caught 38 passes for 843 yards and 12 touchdowns. Defensively, made 29 tackles, but 6 interceptions. If you pick off 6 passes, you know what you're doing, okay? And so he's definitely a ball hawk out there. He's the number 5 athlete in the state of Georgia, in my opinion. Committed to Boise State. Georgia offered this spring. He'll be in town this weekend. So he's an under the radar kind of guy to keep a close eye on. Also, this isn't the full list. We're going to still be adding names. This is not a full list, okay? But as I confirm them, I will add them to the story. Maybe I'll have another update here on YouTube. But make sure you read all about these players and more over on dawgpost.com. I'm telling you, major recruiting weekend. Tyler Atkinson is the big prize, but getting Jared Curtis back in town to help recruit is a big deal as well. Derek Cooper, big deal. So they have some of their top targets on their board in the 26 class in town this weekend. It's going to be huge. We'll see if Georgia takes the momentum with any of these guys. So make sure you are plugged into Dawg Post and this channel for all the latest Georgia Bulldog recruiting and team news. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. I'll see you over on Dawg Post.